It is now NBA 2K23 season, and before the game even officially drops, I got you guys the top 5 builds on NBA 2K23. Now look, the builder is super complicated. I got the game early. The second the servers went up, I was on this game, I was on the builder trying to figure out my build and the best build that you guys can make on day one. Because like I just said, the builder is super complicated. So when you get the game, if you don't already know what builds you're gonna make, you're gonna be in there for hours. And I know most of you guys, you just want to get on the game, get the best build and play. So that's what this video is for. Now look, I'm gonna get right into the builds, but before I do that, let me ask you guys to do me a favor. If you guys are new to the channel or you use any of the builds in this video, please just drop a like and hit that sub button. Both will help me out a ton heading into 2K23. And let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the top 5 builds on NBA 2K23. So the first build I'm gonna be showing you guys in this video is a point guard build, right? I assume the majority of people watching this is gonna be a point guard. They want to play point guard. So this is gonna be my ideal point guard build, the one that I might make. So you want to go point guard. For the height on this build, you go 6'3", 181 pounds with a 6'9" wingspan. Wingspan this year only affects your 3-point shot, not your ball handling. So I'm not gonna go through every attribute individually. I'm gonna put the attributes up on the screen, so copy these attributes exactly. And this is what it looks like. You see the badge count 14, 23, 24, and 5. So the 3 scoring categories are pretty balanced, as you can see. They're pretty strong. Now look, if you don't have 2K23 yet and you're looking at this and comparing it to 22 or even 21 next gen, you're probably thinking, Quill, this build is trash. I could make a better build than this. But trust me, for a point guard that wants to be able to do all 3 of these things, drive, shoot, and be able to dribble, you can't. I was in here for hours labbing this. So let's get into some of these ratings and why they're important. The first one is 3-point shot, 92. Because you need a 92 3-pointer to get gold limitless, which I think is going to be super important this year. The next rating is the driving dunk, and that's an 80. And that's not for a badge, but it's for a dunk package. If you guys are a 2K sweat, then you know the quick drops off 1 has just been the best dunk package and the quickest dunk package in the game for years now. And that requires an 80 driving dunk, so this meets the threshold perfectly. And then the last rating that's important is ball handling, 94, because that is when you can get handles for days on gold. And with the new dribbling system and the stamina this year, I think that's going to be a very important badge to have on gold. Now, yeah, I know your defense lacks, but like I was saying, you're not going to be able to be good in every category this year. You just won't. And the majority of people, they want to make an offensive build. So for the 3s, for the 2s, this would be my ideal point guard build right here, because you can slash with an 80 driving dunk with a best dunk package. You can shoot the lights out with gold limitless and a 92 3 and then a 94 ball handling. And I didn't even get to the 95 speed yet, but trust me, this is what my point guard build is gonna look like in 2K23. Now this next build I'm gonna show you is actually crazy. So first things first, he's a small forward, but don't be scared of that because he's technically a point guard. He's your main ball handler. So for your height, you go 6'8", 186 pounds, and a 7'3" wingspan. Now, just like the last build, copy these attributes exactly. And this right here is what I think is going to be the best overall build in NBA 2K23. Now, a first thing that should stand out to you is a 99 driving dunk. Yeah, it's actually insane. You'll get Hall of Fame posterizer and Hall of Fame limitless takeoff, both on the same build. You can use them both at the same time. And I didn't talk about this in the last build that I showed, but the key number to your badge points is either 17 or 18. As you can see, it takes 8 for a Hall of Fame badge, so you need at least 18 badge points to even equip a tier 3 Hall of Fame badge. So that's why having these attributes and at least 18 badge points on all these categories are really, really important. But yeah, 99 driving dunk on a 6'8" with this high of a wingspan. Yeah, this build's gonna get it's gonna be damn near impossible to stop in the paint. And then let's say you are sitting back, well, this build has an 85 3-pointer. Now, I know the mid-range might be a little scary. But if you ISO, everybody knows you ISO from the 3 and you dunk. You rarely take mid-ranges, and an 85 3-point is more than enough. Obviously, the next important stat, ball handling, 89 is perfect because look at quick first step, you need 89 ball handling. Literally the perfect stat for it. The only negative is that you don't get gold handles for days, which requires a 94. But it's so hard to get a 94 ball handling that most builds will not have that badge gold. You see, the defense is pretty balanced. You have an 80 perimeter, over a 50 interior, an 80 steal, and then your speed is pretty good as well as an 85, so mid 80 speed. So this is what I'm confused about. I'm either gonna make the first build that I just showed you, the 6'3" guard, or this build. I don't know which one yet, but I'm gonna make one of these two, and I think that these are just the 2 best builds in the game, and depending on your play style, which one you would rather use. If you like dunking more, you go this build. If you like shooting more, you go the other build. But these two are my 2 ideal best ball handler builds in NBA 2K23. All right, now let's switch gears a little bit and move away from the ball handlers into a sharpshooter build and a lockdown build. So for this sharp build, you want to make your player a shooting guard. You want to go 6'6", 204 pounds, and a 6'10" wingspan, and then copy these attributes exactly. And this is what it looks like. You see 5, 27, 10, and 23. So it's not even just a sharp build, it's more like a sharp lock build. This is my ideal build that I would love to run with on the 3s court. You see at a 93 3-pointer, absolutely going to be able to spark. Plus, you see catch and shoot at 93 3-pointer is when you unlock that badge on Hall of Fame, and it's only a tier 2 badge, which makes it even better. This build will actually have a high mid-range at an 85, so you shouldn't miss that either. Now, the ball handling isn't amazing, but a 70 should be good enough with a 75 speed with ball, where if you do get the ball and you need to do something with it, you can, but obviously it's not the ideal, ball handling build. And then lastly, just look at your defensive stats. 95 perimeter defense, 95 steal, and you're gonna have a 90 speed. So you're gonna guard ball with this build, and then you're gonna be able to absolutely shoot lights out. Like I said, this is my ideal build that I would love to run with on the 3s court as my 2. Me, point guard, I would love to have this build as the 2, where they could play defense and they could spot up and absolutely spark. But if you're just a pure lockdown and you don't really care about shooting that much, and that's where this next build will be perfect for you. Now for this build, just like the last one, you want to make a shooting guard. For the height, I was 6'8", 200 pounds with a 7'6" wingspan, max wingspan on this build. And then just like all the other builds, copy these attributes exactly. So for the badge layout, you have 7, 18, 16, and 30. This one's definitely more like a lockdown. This is a bigger lockdown, obviously 6'8" compared to 6'6", but not as high of a 3-pointer. 83 is definitely still manageable, but you're not going to be sparking like that other build was, considering this one only has bronze limitless, the other one had gold, the other one had Hall of Fame catch and shoot. This build is a lockdown build, a big bully lockdown build, as you can see with the stats. 92 perimeter defense, a 96 steal. Basically all these defensive stats that matter, these 4 are basically maxed out. You see you get 30 defensive badges, which means that you're going to be able to choose whichever ones you want, honestly, because that's maxed out as 30. You're going to be able to get some of your shooting badges because 18 is more than enough. And then 16 playmaking is going to make it so you equip badges that are going to help your team out. For example, Dimer if you need to. You can even get bailout on this build. So I don't know the badges and what the best ones are yet, except for obviously the obvious tier 3 ones. But this is a bigger lockdown build. Now, I prefer the other one. I definitely prefer the one I just showed, but this is a more, 6'8" big bully lockdown build. Unlike my 6'6" two-way sharp, if you want to call that last one. But all right, we're almost done. Let's get into the last build of the video. And for all you centers, you know I got you. I'm going to include a center build. This one is going to be a power forward, not a center, so make sure you do that. For the last build, you centers know I got you. So this build obviously is going to be a center, 6'9", 218 pounds, 7'7" wingspan, and here are the attributes. You see the badge layout, 16, 19, 8, and 30. It's a popper. If you need help making it inside center, I don't know, because inside centers, you just max your red, you max your blue, you max your physicals, and you're good. But for an outside center, it's a little more complicated, so that's why I wanted to throw this in this video for you guys. So you see, the stats are pretty balanced. I wouldn't say his defense is absolutely crazy, but it's manageable, and you get 30 defensive badges and all those Hall of Fames. That's more than good enough. You're not going to be getting ripped as much because I put my ball handling up, quick passes with this pass accuracy, and then an 83-pointer. That should be more than enough to hit consistently with a popper. If you're missing with an 83-pointer, I don't know what to say. Well, when you get your badges, okay, off rip, you might miss a little bit, but once you get situated, you figure out your jump shot, and you figure out your badges, this should be more than good enough. And then if you need to finish, you can. These stats aren't low at all, and then we balanced out our physicals as well. Centers are kind of weird this year because guards lose so many stats when they put their things up, their attributes up, but centers don't. So it was weird making a center, but that's it. This is the last build in the video. So yeah, that's it. That is my top 5 builds on day 1 of NBA 2K23. Well, technically not even day 1 yet, but you guys will have it on day 1. Let's recap. The first build, the 6'3" guard, I might make. Same with the second build, that 6'8" all-around demigod. I might make that one as well. I'm still debating, and I'll let you guys know in the comments which one I decide to do. 2 lockdown builds that can spark, and a popper build. No matter what your play style, you should be good on day 1 for 2K23. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, please do not hesitate to drop a like, sub if you're new, and I'm out.